Alright, so I am going to show you how to use Character Animator to do this little project here in class. And you won't start in Character Animator like I'm in now, but I just wanted to show you that if you open it up and your character is kind of all wonky, be sure to set your rest pose. There we go. So that doesn't happen. Okay, for this assignment, you're going to open up an Illustrator file, and there are 3 that are out on the drive for you to use: Melody, Red Monster, or Wilk. And Melody is the bird. This is the red monster, who I like a lot. And then there is the other guy. So I'm going to open up Melody. Now, Melody actually looks like this and has some little spiky hair. And I've already started playing here with Melody. But here she is. You're going to have to make your bird kind of be you. So you might want to change the colors from blue to something else. You can just change parts of your bird also. So, of course, click on some parts and make some changes, so it doesn't look identical, so everybody's doesn't look exactly the same. But get yours set up however you want. And now notice here, like, this back part's going to show if I go with a light color there, so I might need to go darker. But you just have to decide, or that one was already in front. So you just have to decide how you want to do it. If you want to create your own parts, the one thing that you have to be very careful about is making sure that you put them in the right sections. So, like, it has them already labeled head and body. So if you're making a change to the head, please be sure you're in the head and then click down here somewhere so that you are only working in the head, so that when you're drawing, it draws inside the head. So like if I'm going to take my pen tool here, let's say instead of this, I'm going to create some, hair like so. This is really going to be amazing hair for my pretty little bird. And of course this is all editable, so I could go back in later and fix this terrible hairdo. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to whip this in here real quickly. And remember, you can always convert your points later on. So you've got your little buttons here. So if it's a pointy point and I don't want it to be, I can make it a curvy point. To disconnect handles, you hold down Alt. And when you drag from a handle, it will then only move one side of the handle and all that. But if you're on your white subselection tool, that will let you pick up and move your points. Just be sure you're not on the seesaw part there, because that's what moves the anchor. All right, but let's say here is my beautiful bird. She's looking pretty good right now. Now, I may find out later that this hair is going to interfere with the way this is set up. So actually, thinking in advance here, I'm going to scoot some of these in a little bit. All right, you are required to add your logo or something else to make this yours on here. Now, when you do that, that needs to be in the body. We don't want it to be moving around with the head when we take it into Character Animator. So I would put it right above your body stuff, but be in the body section. Now, if it's something that you've already created, you can go to File and Place. Or if it is something that you made a symbol, you can go to the Symbols library and just load that other file to get to it. So you got some different options there. So I'm going to go in here and see if I have just something random that I can pull out of here. I'll just use my angry pig from at some point. All right, and when you click, if you click and drag, you'll draw it at the size that you want it to be. So let's say that I'm going to put this one on here for now. If I don't need to edit it, then I'm good. I can just click off of it, and it's in the body, so we're good to go. All right, so then you're going to save your character. And I'm going to call this Melody 3 and put her in here. And now I can take her into Character Animator. So when you start your Character Animator, you're going to go to File and New Project, and then you're going to save it. So make you a folder first, and I already made one called Character Bird and Bird. So I'll call it Tanya Bird. Oops, apparently I can't put it in there because I already have a project in there. Okay, so there we go. It's going to set it up, and then I'm going to need to import in my bird. So File, Import, and bring in Melody. And she's an AI file, so she'll bring in just nicely. It'll list over here for projects, and then I can drag her to the timeline to create my scene. Here she is. She's moving around. So you wiggle your head and just see how she's moving and if she's working out like she should. So once I've got my character in here, what you're going to actually do is you're going to record audio outside of here instead of in here. So that way you can like go to the hallway or whatever. Now notice that in the examples we've done in the past, when you talk, the mouth moves, and this mouth isn't moving on this character. Now, not all the characters are like that, but this particular character has an issue. And so that's what all these properties are about. So under face, if I look here, you can see they've got percentages set to these different things. And the mouth is set to 0, which is why my mouth's not moving. So if I up this up to like 45, see, now we're starting to move a bit. I can go even more. Ah, now the mouth goes. But look, we're having some issues. Ah, ah. So you can see there's some issues there. As I lift this, we're losing the background. So I'm going to go back into Illustrator, and I need to locate that. There's got to be something in the head that's creating this issue. And so as we turn on and off things, maybe we can identify. Here I see that there is this box. So more than likely this box is the problem. I'm going to come over here and use this scale button. Try to get a hold of that box, which are sometimes kind of hard to do. There it is. And you can hold down Control, and sometimes that helps you get farther into layers. So once I've got a hold of that box, then I can use my tools to resize it. So I can just choose my Move tool here. I'm going to pull this up into the hair, and we'll see if that fixes it or not. I'm going to hit File, Save. It'll automatically update when I come back in here. All right, let's go crazy. Ah! All right, it works, but notice that because I have the mouth strength so much, my mouth gets crazy whenever I'm saying things. So you have to kind of decide based on your character what kind of mouth you want happening there. Now, obviously, if I don't open my mouth really big, it doesn't do it. So, all right. So now that I've got my character situated and I've made sure my character works and there's nothing else I need to do, moving around to fix it, then we're ready to import the audio into the project. And you need to record your audio separate. So you can do this like on your phone and save it somewhere. Windows has a recorder, a voice recorder, that you can put in, and you just click on record and then you would record. Now you're going to record a 20-second something about your blog. So you'll talk about your blog and what kind of things your blog talks about. You're going to be accompanying this with pictures, like clip art and pictures and stuff. So make sure you say things that you can, like, do that with. So this is my bird, and it's wonderful, and it has so many happy things happening to it. Yay! All right, like, obviously you're not going to say something like that, but that's just your example. Now, I recorded this with the Windows recorder, so there's my recording. And I need to go locate the recording, so open File, Location, and then here it is. Now, it's an M4A, and that will not work for what we need, but that's okay. I'm going to cut it and put it into my folder here. And then I'll need to convert it. And I give you a website that you can convert files on, Online Audio Converter, which works out nicely. You just drag it in there. So I'll pop in here, take my file from here, and I'm going to open that file and convert it. So open file, picture, character bird, Tanya bird, recording. And then I'm going to take the wave. We're going to go with wave format because that's kind of preferred when we can. We're going to hit convert. It'll take a while, and then download. There. All right, so once you've hit the download button and you've downloaded it, it'll be in your downloads folder, and just drag it in here to your project folder. I'm going to call this talking. And then we're going to pull that into our character animator. So you're going to import, file, import, and pull your talking in there. And in order to make it sync up with the audio of the little person or bird or whatever, you're just going to drag it in. It'll drop it to its online. And if you don't want it to happen from the very beginning, then go ahead and scoot it down a little bit. So like now my bird can move around for like 5 seconds before it starts talking. So the talking is in there. Now, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and record the movement of your bird, because you don't want your bird to stand there the whole time. You want your bird to actually be moving. And so you want to record that movement before you sync up the audio so that it's actually in motion. So I'm going to click on it, now that it's set to move, and whenever I move, it moves, I'm going to go ahead and hit record. Now, I don't want to record my audio. I don't want to record all this noise that's in my room right now. So I'm going to turn off the microphone so it's not listening to me. Okay, so it's turned off. I'm still moving, but it's not recording me. And then I'm going to hit record, and it's just going to record the movement of my bird. So I'm just going to move around and dance because it's fun. Yay, you know. So this is my bird, and it's wonderful, and it has so many happy things happening to it. Yay! Okay, so I kept moving there for a little while, so I'm up to about 20 seconds. Yours needs to be 30 seconds from the beginning to the end, so you'll want to kind of keep going. So now notice it recorded my camera input. So I've got blue lines here for my eyes and my face. Make sure you blink some, so your little guy blinks every now and then whenever you record that. So now I've got that all going on. But I don't have my audio going on. So we're going to sync the audio. And to do that, you're going to, again, follow the instructions that are listed on the website. We want to make sure that the lip sync is activated. So when you're clicking on your character, and you have to be clicked on the character, we want to be sure that lip sync is turned on. So we've got that there. And then we're going to select both lines. So I'm going to select the character and hold down Control and select the talking. And then we're going to go up here to timeline and compute lip sync from the scene audio, which means it's going to take that audio. So we click on here, and it's going to sync it so that the mouth moves with these words. And it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it'll ask you like a question, so just tell it yes or allow or okay or whatever. All right, let's play it back. So, this is my bird, and it's wonderful, and it has so many happy things happening to it. Yay! Alright, and so obviously my strength on here wasn't the absolute greatest. It didn't work a whole lot with that audio. I've done this with the little crab guy, and he tends to work a little bit better. But anyway, so there's that. And then once you get it all synced, then essentially you've got most of this part done. So you're going to save this and make sure you've got your project saved. It kind of always saves along the way. And then at this point, you're going to go into Premiere. Now, I'm not going to show you that part because I don't have enough time. But once you get into Premiere, you're going to import this project to Premiere. So we're not going to export this. We're going to import the project because then it won't have this black background. And when you get it into Premiere, you're going to add background music, and you're going to add some elements coming in and various things like that. But that's essentially the way that you'll get started on this as far as editing the character and lip syncing the words.